Hey everybody, I'm here today to make a video of myself installing a backsplash for this vanity. If you take a look right over here, this is the backsplash that I will be installing, and I'm just going to put it on top right here. It's going to go something like that right over there. So I will be using some tile glue to install this. But you can use a variety of things, like some people would prefer to use mortar, but I'm going to use tile glue for this right here. Alright, so what I'm going to start off by doing is I'm going to actually take this pen and I'm going to make just a little mark along the top of this piece of backsplash right here, just a little mark. And I will be caulking over the top of this after, so that will cover the marks. But I'm just using this little mark as a guideline. I'm just going to draw a nice line just like that. Now, the reason that I'm doing this is because I'm actually going to take the tile glue and I'm going to be putting some tile glue on the wall. And I don't want to do a lot of cleaning up. I don't want to have to, use the sponge to clean up tile glue off the wall and you'll see marks on the wall after. I don't want that. So I'm going to keep the tile glue below this line right here. So the process is very simple. I'm going to use this notched trowel right over here. I'm going to take some tile glue, I'm going to scrape it onto the wall, staying below the line. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some tile glue on the back of the backsplash. Then I'm going to press it in place, and it will be resting on the vanity countertop right over here, and it will be pressed against the wall, and I just have to let it dry. It's a really simple process. So let's actually go ahead. I'm going to use the notched trowel. Let's get some tile glue and let's put it on the wall. I'm not going to go crazy with it just because I want to keep this work area clean. I'm not trying to get everything dirty. So I'm going to just sort of do my best to keep it, relatively contained. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking that, wow, he's working really slowly. The reason is because I'm pretty much done this bathroom. I don't want to be spending a lot of time with touch-ups. I'd rather take my time, spend the extra few minutes now, getting the tile glue on there nicely, and not have to worry about cleaning everything up and doing touch-ups all over. So I'm just getting the glue on there right now. Then I'm going to use the notches on the trowel to spread it out nicely. Let's just get a good amount of tile glue on there. Since this is a relatively heavy piece of backsplash, I am going to use quite a bit of tile glue. So let's just get some on there just like that. We're almost where we want to be with regards to the amount of glue on the wall. Okay, let's continue working our way up. And I mean, if a little bit of the tile glue goes over that line, that's fine for me because it's just a little bit of cleaning, but I just don't want to be spending a lot of time cleaning. So we're going to work our way like this. Alright, now that we have the amount of glue that we want on there, I'm just going to take the notched trowel. Let's try and keep it clean. Going to work my way across just like that, right over there. That to me seems like it is about right. I just want to get actually a little bit more right over here, just like that. Alrighty. So once again, the purpose of the line was not to completely get nothing above the line. I'd rather do a little bit of cleanup and make sure that the piece of backsplash is secured nicely than, save myself a minute of wiping things down with a sponge and have the backsplash fall or pull away. So now that I have basically put the correct amount of tile glue on the wall for my specific needs, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this backsplash piece right here, I'm going to place it just like that, and we are going to put some tile glue on the back of the backsplash right here. Now, this in tiling terms, some people will say this is called buttering the back. Now you want to do this just because it will give it some extra adhesion to the wall. And I'll tell you why. Let's say that the wall is pulling out or going or is recessed in one portion or the other. Let's say it's not perfectly straight. Then what will happen is some of this backsplash will be touching the wall and other parts will not be. And that will lead to some problems with adhering to the wall. So what you do is you just take some either mortar or tile glue and you want to just put it on the back of this. And this will just really make sure that everything is glued to the wall, that the entire thing is glued to the wall. Once again, I'm just taking the notches and putting it on there, just taking the notches and spreading it out just like that. Let's get just a little bit more. We're almost ready to go, just like that. And once this is all done, you're going to want to use a sponge. Have a damp sponge handy just to wipe everything down. Just going to put a little bit more over here. Try and keep it, just like that. Alrighty. So now that we are ready to actually place the backsplash in place, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the backsplash carefully. I'm going to press it up against the wall. We're going to place it exactly how we want it to be placed. And then we're going to take the damp sponge that I have, over there now. It's actually over here. Sorry about that. We're going to take the damp sponge that I have, and we're just going to wipe everything down to make sure that there is little to no cleanup afterwards. So now we're going to take the backsplash, we're going to carefully put it in place. Now you will notice that tile glue is actually surprisingly strong. So you're going to want to get it in place nicely before you start pressing up against it. So now that it looks like I have it exactly where I want it to be placed, I'm going to press into it, just like that. Now I don't want it to be completely up against the wall, and I'll tell you why. Simply because I want this to be onto the countertop, so that I'm going to put some caulking along here anyways, but the more that the backsplash sits on the countertop, the better it will be. So I'm just going to press into it a little bit more, and as you can see right here, there's no gap between the countertop and the backsplash. It's sitting flush on there. I'm just going to take my finger, I'm going to run along here, just to make sure that there is some glue along the entire thing, and we're just going to wipe it down to clean up. It's very, very simple. I'm just going to take my finger just like that, wipe along there. You just want to clean it up as much as possible. There's a little bit of excess glue, so I'm just pretty much spreading it along. This isn't necessary. You don't have to do this, but I'm just doing it because, if I'm going to wipe up the glue with the sponge anyways, I might as well just use the glue in the cracks and crevices. So I'm just going to take the sponge. A sponge is a beautiful thing when it comes to installing tiles or backsplashes or anything like that, because you can simply clean your hands and your hands are clean. Now I'm going to take it, I'm just going to run it along the wall like that, and as you can see, I've cleaned up that area. I'm going to use another corner now, because as you use a corner, the glue is being removed from the wall, but it's getting onto the sponge, as you can see right over there. So you don't want to just spread the glue on the wall, you want to actually remove the glue. Just like that, clean my hand. Okay, almost there. Now as you can see, there's just a little bit of glue right here. I'm going to take this, just like that, clean it up, make sure that I get as much glue as possible off from the countertop and the backsplash. And now, just one last thing. Before you finish, you're going to want to take a quick look around and wipe down the tile or backsplash that you are working with. Just because even if you can't see the glue or the mortar on it, there might be some remaining tile glue or mortar on the actual piece that you were working with. So as you can see right here, before you finish, because when it comes to things like woodworking and stuff, you can move things around, you can unscrew screws, you can loosen screws, move things and screw them back into place. But when it comes to installing a backsplash, when it's in place, it's in place. I mean, you're not going to get that thing out, especially because I'm using tile glue or mortar. I mean, you're not going to get that thing out. So I'm just going to take one last second to look around, make sure it's all flush where I want it to be flush, make sure there's no gaps. I'm just using my finger to feel, just like that. No gaps. It looks good to me. And that's basically it. In this video, I just wanted to show you the process of myself installing a vanity backsplash in my bathroom. Once again, I am by no means a professional. I'm just a do-it-yourselfer, and I'm just trying to make this video to share my knowledge with you. Please, if you have some comments, leave them in the comment section below in this video. Thank you very much for watching this if you've watched it until the end. And if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.